Holy moly. I was woken up by the screams of the United States. Once again, and this is a big news because this has never happened. I was woken up by the screams of the United States. I was out of my body to just make sure if there was another thunderstorm, it went just right. I was outside of my body to try to control the rain and control the weather and, make sure everything was just right for the desert area. And I could hear just screams and screams and screams out of United States people. Till it totally woke up this fake thing, and I was like, whoa, I can hear the screams of the United States. They're finally getting their just realities for what they've done. You can't lecture people too much because they're not going to care. You can tell them, my queen, my queen, my queen, and you'll know what's real. My queen, my queen, my queen, and you'll find out what's real. My queen, my queen, my queen. And you'll know if God is on earth and it's real. The rest of it, you can't care. People are going to do what they're going to do. But you cannot do anything against God without monumental punishment. There is no court of God where you are not going to face monumental punishment for pretty much anything against God. There is no allowance to do anything against God. The punishments are sickeningly, sickeningly scary. So there was no second where you were going to flippantly be against me and it was going to be cute or funny. There was no moment where people were against Jesus and it was ever cute or funny. But see, you don't put it in the Bible. Why? What do you put in the Bible? The dead bury their own dead. God will never sit and put forever 5 billion things in the Bible about the enemies of God. You put that in hell. You put that in basic education in heavens. You put that around gods to educate around God that you don't mess with God. And sometimes you want to be kind of sad about that. Why? Because in heaven, it's very, very, very clear what hell's like, how scary going against God really is, and the fact that you just never do anything but worship and respect God in heaven. In heavens, the throne or the area of God is so damn sacred and worshipped and respected that you just totally know if you do anything wrong, you're so dead in 1 second. But like I said, the punishments are well known in heavens. The reality of hell and what God will do over anything and everything is well known in heavens. So another sad thing is that on earth, you just don't care what you do against God. And that's sad. It's sad because if you would just, my queen, my queen, my queen, and talk to a God once, you'd realize you should never, ever do anything against any God or any angel or any heaven type reality. Because if you just talk to a real God, that feeling of a real God already tells you that it would be so scary if you ever did anything against them. So the fact that I hide behind this fake thing makes people very, I can do whatever I want. And, it's sad because once you commit the crime, gods have to go to court and it has to be addressed. So there's no such thing as a crime against God and then just crime against God. It never happens. Anything you do against God has to be taken to monumental courts, monumental punishments, and monumentally dealt with. Scary times.